And welcome everybody back to the Dome Experience here in the football wing. We're with Coach Babers for our Perry's Inside Scoop, our weekly visit. Coming off a W, the Orange knocking off Western Michigan. Saturday is a game where your known commodities were heard from, right? 2 touchdowns from Mo Neal and 2 from Tristan Jackson.
You know, it was great to see those guys kind of open up a little bit. It was great to see Mo. Mo's first run might be one of his best runs that I've ever seen. And then he came back in the second half with that zigzag thing where he kind of went out about the 9-yard line, which was amazing as well. Tristan made some big catches down the field. Couldn't have done it without the offensive line. And then, of course, you know, all the turnovers the defense gave us, including the 4th down stops and the play of Tommy DeVito. Outstanding.
Well, explosive play. And one of the first eye-openers in the game, it sets up Mo Neal's first touchdown, is a 60-yard run by your quarterback, Tommy DeVito. What was the anatomy of that big play?
Well, that was a structured play. We told him that if the defense looked right, we were going to bring his legs into it. He did an outstanding job with the read. And I've been telling you the guy can run. I told you he was fast. And he took off and did a nice job. There was something that kind of happened at the end of the run that him and I had some words over, and I'm sure he'll do better next time. But fantastic job handling that. And then the second time we ran the football and he ran it in for an end zone on a touchdown, that was him on an ad lib, and it was great to see him do that because other defenses will look at that and they will go, OMG, this guy's taking off on his own now, and it's going to give the offense a different type of dimension.
Sure. If you know you have to honor Tommy DeVito as a runner, and we've said all along he can run, he's just not quite as prone to it as his predecessor, Eric Dungy. But now that defenses are going to have to keep an eye on him in the draw game or the design run game, what can that do for the rest of your offense?
Well, it'll open everything up. You know, that's the big thing going on nowadays, and even in the National Football League, the quarterback that has the ability to create with his legs. The one thing that we always want to do here at Syracuse University, and I'm telling all the recruits and out there, is that we're a throw-first football team when it comes to our quarterback. We want to run the football, but we want our quarterback to throw the football because in training them, they're not easy to replace, obviously, based off of our record the last 3 or 4 years. So we want to be able to start the season with the quarterback and finish the season with the quarterback. So you need to be smart how you do it. But anytime those guys bring their legs into it, it really adds another dimension for the defense to defend.
Speaking of big plays, Tristan Jackson was involved in a couple and of different varieties, right? One was a really nice deep ball thrown by Tommy and well-timed, and the other is a screen game. You haven't been getting a ton out of your screen game so far, but he was able to catch the ball with some momentum and a stiff arm.
It was exciting to see. You know, I talk to those guys all the time that they're going, hey, we want to run deep. We want to run deep. I say, hey, what about us throwing you the ball short, and then after you catch the ball, you run deep by yourself. Right. Okay, there's a lot of ways to have a 60-yard reception for a touchdown. You don't have to run 60 yards and catch it in the end zone. I think he did both, though.
Right, he had one of each. Yeah, very cool to have people with that level of skill. The defense, as you said, made an impact in that game. We're starting to see them come into form. In big picture, as we turn toward the Holy Cross game, you're starting to see the impact made by the various levels. Am I right? That you now have at least one playmaker, and you were able to withstand the absences of Andre Sisco and Ife Melifonwu in that last game because you have others.
I was so proud of the defense and the way that the guys that didn't start the first game at Liberty played. I mean, we're deep at certain positions back there, and to say that Scoop Bradshaw is a backup or that Antoine Cordy is a backup, I don't really think it's fair. Scoop has started a lot of football games for us. Antoine's been here forever. And for those guys to come in and play at that type of level in a game like that, and the skill was very good. Western Michigan had very good skill. So it was exciting to see them come in. They didn't do everything right, but they did compete and they made plays. And even to see Eric, get the interception going down the stretch to let us know that we've got other free safeties besides Andre Sisco that can hawk the football and get INTs for us was really exciting.
Well, one of the reasons that FBS teams play FCS teams, and Holy Cross comes up from the football championship division for this game, is in theory, and especially going into a bye week, it might allow you some opportunity if things crack the right way to go a little bit further in your depth chart. You mentioned Eric Coley, who made a game-sealing play against Western Michigan there. We're seeing Mikel Jones flash as a freshman linebacker. You have players in development at running back, at wide receiver. You might try combinations at offensive line. How do those guys practice this week, knowing that maybe there's a little more chance in the game for them?
Well, we actually changed practice style this weekend. You would normally think that maybe we were going to go lighter. It's exactly the opposite. We we're scrimmaging. We normally don't scrimmage during the week. We scrimmaged on Tuesday. We're going to scrimmage on Wednesday, and we're going to drive those guys to get better. I want to see from two-a-days who is developed, who can help us going down the stretch in the ACC run. Maybe somebody that's a little bit more physical, maybe somebody that's more mentally right that we can include in that group. We're always looking for more players that can help us win. And then also, I want to get these guys ready to go, because if they do get an opportunity to play on Saturday, I want them sharp like a pencil. I don't want them all dull. And the last time they scrimmaged was two-a-days in August. Bologna cheese on that. Let's go, and let's show us exactly what you're going to do. You've talked about it. Okay, now let's be about it and show us with your pads.
You know, each season has its own fingerprint when it comes to the schedule, and this one is so unusual and so interesting. 2 on the road, 3 at home. Open weekend, Thursday road game back into conference play. And we'll talk about that when we get closer to that game. But it's interesting to see how you pilot it here. Now you have Holy Cross coming in. This is a team that enters at 1-2. They haven't scored in the first quarter. They haven't scored in the third quarter for the year. They lost to Yale on Saturday. What does the film tell you?
The film tells me this, that they haven't put it all together. They kind of look like us before the Western Michigan game. We don't want to lose that sharpness. But all of a sudden, we came out Western Michigan and we had it all together. They're going to get it all together. We hope it doesn't come all together on us. We need to play them and give them the respect that they're due. This is going to be their Super Bowl. They weren't chosen to be Division I athletes. We can say academically they made different decisions, but when you talk about Syracuse University, not so fast. And they're going to have something to prove. And this is their one shot. They've watched us play on Saturday night. They've watched us play on Friday night, and now they get an opportunity to hit Big Brother in the mouth. And they're going to come out and play a heck of a football game. We need to meet that challenge, and we need to give them what they want, us at 100% playing us.
Yeah, and an up-and-coming coach who's been very successful at smaller school stops prior to Holy Cross. Bob Chesney is a name to watch, and we'll see how he's molded his team and his start here at Holy Cross in his second season. All right, Coach, our Perry's fan question for this week was sent in by Bob in Syracuse, and Bob wants to know, how will the coaching staff approach the bye week? What do you have in mind for the next 7 days after this game?
After the game, we will take a couple of days off. We'll come in Sunday and still do the things that we need to do after church and all that stuff, watch the tape. We'll give the young men Sunday and Monday off. The coaches will go recruiting. They will also have Tuesday off. Wednesday and Thursday we'll practice. We'll get coaches back from recruiting on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we'll practice. Monday we'll be off, and then Tuesday will be 2 days before the game, sure, before we go play NC State down there, and we'll be in the game prep week. So it's all laid out. All the airline tickets have been bought, and hopefully we're all flying around the country in a good mood.
Sure, yeah, never a dull moment. You're looking to wrap a 3-game dome stand with a second consecutive win. Coach, we thank you for your time as always. Best of luck.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, you can submit your question at cuse.com/inside-scoop and check out Perry's Ice Cream. Get it delivered to your home. Can't wait to take advantage of that. perrysicecream.com.